Sagittarius season starts on Sunday, November 21st, and it's going to last until December 21st. I'm here to break it down for each sign, as well as tell you about the general significance and the main dates to watch out for. For those of you who don't know, my name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer. I work in whole sign system, and I do natal and predictive readings. If you'd like to check out my Instagram page or book a reading, there are links down below. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit like, and leave me a comment. Let me know about your Scorpio season. Was it intense for you? Did you feel super comfortable and super happy? I'd love to know. Before I dive in, I wanted to let you know that with Sagittarius season starts my Sagittarius special. So if you are a Sagittarius sun, you can book a natal or a solar return reading, which is a lot more predictive, at 20% off. It only lasts during the season, so make sure to take advantage. So Sag season comes to us after Scorpio, after a lot of tension in Scorpio, right? We had Mercury-Mars conjunction, squaring Saturn, opposing Uranus. I know many people have felt the turbulence, the ups and downs, the frustration and anger, all of those kind of things bubbling up. We're getting out of that. We still have one more eclipse to go. You know, we just had a lunar eclipse in Taurus. We're going to have a solar eclipse in Sagittarius on December 4th. So there's still some, some emotional energies, but we are getting out of the dungeon or the tense, deep waters of Scorpio, and we're kind of moving into the flatlands of Sagittarius. I like the comparison of Sag to the wildfire. It's a fire sign, right? It's immutable fire. It's about, and it's ruled by Jupiter. So when you put all of this together, male, young energy of Jupiter, that person who spreads the knowledge, like the sign that spreads the wisdom, the sign that's looking for passion in life. So it's ruled by Jupiter, so there's a lot of optimism. So this is something exciting. When we get out of Scorpio, we go into optimistic Sagittarius. We will feel more hopeful. We will seek connection with something outside of us. It's less about just, like me, my emotions, my relationships, and more so about how can I better the world? How can I connect with the collective? So these are some of the wonderful things I think to look forward in Sagittarius season. Jupiter is still in Aquarius and it's still ruled by Saturn, so there is a certain element of needing to be thoughtful and thorough with all of your plans. But this will be a lovely time for you to just look for faith, look for things you believe in, and figure out the steps you can take as far as signing up for a class, or maybe traveling, or maybe talking to people who aren't usual, like people of different cultures, people of different educational backgrounds. Look for a mentor, or maybe serve as a mentor for other people. Any adventures of the mind or literal adventures you can go on, maybe like plan a holiday trip, or maybe you'll go on a trip to see your family. This is lovely during Sagittarius season. Some of the dangers, of course, as always with Sagittarius, there might be a bit of a tendency to preach to people who don't care. So it's great that you're passionate. It's great that you're discovering new things you believe in, but make sure you're not just talking out of your, out of the part of your body that other people don't want to listen to. So be mindful of the dynamics. Try to make sure you're not too blunt or too harsh. Like, your honesty is amazing. It's, I think, a beautiful, very appealing quality of the Sagittarius. They're so honest, but make sure you're not hurting people in the process, and keep yourself in check, I would say. It's good to remember that you don't know everything, and that's the nature of Sagittarian mind a lot of times. Like, they believe something with all their heart, with all their courage, but then something changes, they discover new information coming in and they change their beliefs, and now they believe in something else. And if you have any Sagittarius placements, you can probably even look back and at your own life and the times when you were saying that, like everyone should be vegan, and then you discovered something else. Or maybe you ate meat and now you don't anymore. But before, you would always say that, like, you can only get proper nutrition through eating meat. Anything like that. Just remember that you cannot know everything, and stay humble. Try to practice a little bit of that humility. Okay, some of the dates that are important. Mercury is going to enter Sag on November 24th, and we're going to have a Mercury Cazimi on the 28th. Cazimi is Mercury conjunct Sun. And when the planet is perfectly conjunct the Sun, it's considered empowered. Usually whenever the planet is conjunct the Sun and there is a certain distance between them, it's considered weakened because the Sun burns the planet. And when it's in the heart, in the center, the perfect conjunction with the Sun, it is consulting with the Sun, right? Like it gets purified, it gets, it kind of like hears secrets and gets access to the secret solar knowledge. So Mercury is in detriment in Sagittarius, meaning that Sagittarius is the place of faith, and Mercury is the planet of facts, right? So sometimes it's hard to know everything, like it's hard to be aware of all the facts if you believe in something and you're going off of your feeling and less so of the tangible proof. So Mercury Cazimi, it is happening right next to the South Node, which is actually coloring the entire Sagittarius season and making it even more spiritual. So this Mercury Cazimi could be about you perhaps letting go of something you used to believe in. Maybe you look deep within yourself and you understand how you are influenced by other people, or the effect that you have on other people, the effect your words have on other people. It could be a very powerful moment and very like humbling moment where you realize your limitations almost. Hopefully, something that leads you towards new beginnings. On November 30th, a really interesting day because Venus will be sextiling Neptune and Sun will be sextiling Saturn. So if you are a creative individual, this could be a moment of creative recognition. Sun-Saturn in general is quite nice. It means that you've been working really hard and now the results of your labors are recognized. Could also be a beautiful moment where you set in place when you come up with a long-term strategy and you start working on a project that you feel passionate about, because it's definitely, you want to work hard around that time because it's going to pay off. The solar eclipse in Sagittarius is coming on December 4th. This eclipse is happening on the South Node. So solar eclipse is always new beginnings, but South Node is connected to release and letting go and more spiritual matters, less so material matters. So this is also an ending of a longer cycle that started in May 2020 with the beginning of the eclipse season. Eclipses on Gemini Sagittarius axis. So you may feel like you're completing a chapter and you're experiencing a moment of enlightenment. It all goes hand in hand with that Mercury Cazimi on the 28th. Something you realize, something that perhaps no longer serves you, or a new passion you have, will require a change in your beliefs, will require a cleansing of your ego, perhaps like letting go of some of the past ideas. And it might have a very spiritual feel, almost like otherworldly feel. Once again, less so about material new beginnings, but a lot more about what do you know about yourself, right? Like, are you in therapy? Are you practicing astrology? Maybe a great time to learn something about yourself. And even just embrace the fact that we are not static, right? Like, you may believe that you are an angry person, or you are an anxious person, or anything else, and life will constantly show you examples of like you being a different kind of person. So I think this could be a great new beginning as far as like recognizing your light and your passions, and that you are a beautiful work in progress and you are forever changing. Jupiter is also, about to leave the Saturnian sign behind. So we're soon getting a lot of beautiful energy of Jupiter being strengthened in Pisces. So that's something to look forward to, but that's not until December 28th, 29th. So December 13th, Mars is going to enter Sagittarius until January 24th. Our actions get motivated by our ideals. We are more restless. We don't like the routine. We kind of want to go on an adventure, kind of like Bonnie and Clyde. Doesn't have to be as dramatic, but like anything we can do, any physical activity we can do that expands our world. For example, if you are a runner and you go running in your local park, now with Mars and Sagittarius, maybe you go to the beach and you start running by the beach, or you decide to take on sculpture, or you decide to travel. Set your sights on, faraway places. That could be exciting. On December 18th, we have a full moon in Gemini. That is quite lovely. It's going to trine Jupiter in Aquarius. And basically December 18th, December 19th are both really nice days. Venus is going to station retrograde on December 19th. I'm going to do a video about that. But Venus retrograde is the time of rethinking your affections and your approach to love, whether there's enough harmony in your life, beauty and balance. So let's take a look at each rising sign. You can also listen for your sun sign to see what Sagittarius season might mean for you. For Aries rising, Sagittarius is the 9th house, which implies a lot of action in the realm of education, travel, legal matters, and publishing. Education, maybe you realize that you need to study something and you sign up for a course. Maybe you want to expand your mind by connecting with people of other cultures. Literally, maybe you go on a date with someone of a different culture, or you find a teacher. Maybe it could be a great time to start listening to a new podcast, anything like that. Wonderful time to take a trip. I think the solar eclipse on December 4th could be an indicator that you're going on a journey really soon. Legal matters can come, into play, and maybe it's a great time to start taking care of any legal proceedings or any documentation you may be getting ready to submit. And a really great time for writers, because 9th house is connected to publishing, so it might be a wonderful time for you to get kind of into the swing of writing more. If you are a Taurus rising, Sagittarius is your 8th house. So there's going to be a lot of action in the realm of other people's resources and your collaborations with other people. Financially, if you have any debts, if you're waiting for any client to, pay you back, this could be a wonderful time to reach out to them and to ask them to settle any debts. If you have been thinking of applying for a line of credit, getting a loan, getting a mortgage, this would be a lovely time for that. Any collaborations with people, you may want to focus on getting together with others, bringing your resources together with others, especially on the matters that are either finance related or maybe mystery astrology, tarot, because 8th house deals with lots of things unseen, kind of hidden things, fears we have. So maybe you will also experience a certain sense of inner understanding, deeper insights into yourself. So if you are thinking of starting therapy, or if you are in therapy, this would be a very enlightening time for you. For Gemini rising, Sagittarius is the 7th house. So Sagittarius season affects your partnerships. There might be a lot more action with you and your significant other. You may be going on more dates. Maybe you're just talking more, connecting more. Maybe you felt like, there's a need to get closer, and this would be a lovely time to think about things you have in common, or even discuss things that are bothering you. That moment of Mercury Cazimi could be very much either an understanding that the relationship needs something and you understand what that is, or maybe an understanding that the relationship is not fully satisfying to you and then you need to do something. You will likely be more charming in the realm of, partnering up with other people. So it could be a great time to start a business, to ask other people to support you, very much so. If you have a project and it's relying on other people for support or them giving you a go-ahead, you can totally benefit through reaching out to people. And maybe you start a new relationship if you're single, if you care about that. That could be a great possibility. If you are a Cancer rising, Sagittarius season is highlighting your 6th house, and 6th house deals with work, health, mundane routines, anything like that. So With the sun being in the 6th house is a great time to focus on your health and see what can be improved. Make sure you're not overdoing it. Like, make sure you're not, working out too hard. Like, if you haven't before, like, start slowly and like dive in slowly. There might just be in general more things on your plate, like taking care of the dishes, buying groceries, cooking for the entire family, doing a lot of work. So try to allow some time to rest and chill and just relax. And for those of you who are thinking of getting a pet, this might be a lovely time to get a pet. Leo rising Sagittarius is your 5th house, so having the sun in your 5th house is great for any creative pursuits. So if you are an artistic individual, if you like to write, paint, draw, anything like that, this would be a wonderful time. It's also a great time to go out more, to see more people, to socialize, to have more parties. But once again, Jupiter ruled sign, Sag, you may have a tendency to overdo it. So make sure if you go out partying, you're not staying out forever, or like you're not spending all of your money. Great, could be wonderful for romantic pursuits, reconnecting with your partner, reconnecting with your children, or even asking yourself what makes your inner child happy. Perhaps, the answer has been there all along. It just requires you to look back. If you are Virgo rising, Sagittarius is your 4th house, so Sag season will bring a lot more attention to your home and family. You may literally just having a lot more family get-togethers. It's the holiday season, so more communication with the family, more work in the home. If you're thinking of redecorating, buying any new items for your house, Black Friday is coming up, maybe you would like to invest into any like home improvement or decor items for your house. You may be questioning, because 4th house always deals with like inner sense of safety and security. Maybe you're questioning what makes you feel happy, serene, secure, and it could be a great time to have conversations with your family members. Maybe dive deep into your childhood and see what's, if anything was missing and you maybe are repeating the same patterns, the same cycles, and how can you break away from them, or how can you create a better sense of security within yourself. If you are a Libra rising, Sagittarius season highlights your 3rd house, then you can just expect your life to speed up. More communication, more text messages, phone calls, emails, social media, correspondence, a lot more action, maybe short trips. Maybe you're planning to go on a trip. Try to, this does imply a lot of action and you will enjoy a lot of action, but make sure you're building breaks into your schedule. Make sure you're busy, but some of your busyness deals with spiritual health and meditating and taking care of yourself, taking care of your health. Make sure you're not just running. Could be a great time to learn something new. 3rd house deals with our skills. Usually it's like, applied knowledge. So if you are, planning to kind of announce your website, post your website, maybe you take a course on programming or like web design, anything like that. And reconnecting with siblings, getting more involved in your community, also just going out and seeing the beauty. Like, I'm in New York City and it's Christmas season is coming up and there's going to be so much, and I'm a Libra rising, that's why I'm giving myself a message. There's going to be so many like beautiful Christmas decorations and Christmas markets, and such a wonderful time to like go on a journey and explore, and it will bring you a lot of joy. Perhaps even connecting with your neighbors. Like do you know people living in your house and your building? Maybe you can befriend them and go on an adventure together. If you are a Scorpio rising, Sagittarius is your 2nd house, and this is your time to get serious about money. Have you been thinking that you don't have enough? Maybe you really need to come up with a budget. You have been, as a Scorpio rising, there's been a lot of reinventing yourself, starting new things, figuring out new ideas for yourself. So now, what are your resources? Do you have proper resources to get you there? And you can expect to talk about money more. Maybe you're getting an opportunity to make money. Maybe you're getting a job offer or a bonus, Or you just feel tired of your existing job and you're trying to figure out what lights the fire under your butt and gets you excited. And how can you follow that passion and make money? Think about that, and think of how doing what you love to do also increases your self-worth and makes you feel so much happier inside. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this is important because Sagittarius is your first house. So all lights are on you, Sagittarians. You are thinking of who you are, both physically, internally, mentally, like all of those kind of things. On a physical level, Sagittarius season may inspire you to upgrade your wardrobe. Maybe you get a new haircut, maybe you get manicure, get new outfits. When you look your best, you oftentimes feel your best. So think about that. Think how your physical appearance, as well as your health, right? Like maybe it's a great time to come up with a workout routine. How can that impact your confidence? It's a great time to work on your inner self. Book a reading with me. I'm giving 20% off for all Sagittarian suns. So look within, find ways you can optimize your life, right? Make sure you're not overexpanding, overstretching yourself, because you may have that tendency. And there might just in general be more opportunities for you to shine. Maybe more opportunities to step into the spotlight, to present your ideas, to ask people to support you, go out more, and find support. And that's like a really, really busy time. So make sure you're also not overextending yourself. For Capricorn rising, Sagittarius season hits your 12th house. And this is like, for you, it's kind of like a moment of hibernation before you get super busy, because your season is coming up in late December. Venus is going to be retrograde in your sign. So there's a lot of action, but Sagittarius season is very much about introspection. Anything you can do to take a break, even if that means, going on a trip, taking a walk alone, journaling, meditating. Pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your intuition. This is very much like cleansing time. Whatever cleansing you can do through literal, getting rid of things, or therapy, talking to friends, journaling, journal twice, I said it twice. Because when the new moon is happening in your first house in December or January, like in Capricorn season, this will be a really, busy time for you. You will be busy. There's going to be a lot of new beginnings. So right now, you really want to step back. Could also be a lovely time for volunteering or giving some of your attention to people who are struggling, because 12th house deals with isolation, people who feel alone for whatever reason, right? They might be going through like a health crisis and they feel alone, or they might be going through a mental issue and they feel alone. So focusing on people who need you can also help alleviate some of your inner stress if you're feeling any of that. And just allow yourself to rest. Like, you are one of the hardest workers of the zodiac. You know the value of dedication and patience and perseverance. But Sagittarius season is about you connecting with yourself. It's about you connecting with your psyche and making sure that you feel fine before you start a new cycle. So book a massage, go on a trip, take your loved ones and go on a journey with them. Maybe your partner, go into the cabin in the woods and just chill for a bit. If you are an Aquarius rising, Sagittarius energy highlights your 11th house. So you can prepare to be a lot more social. Both with your friends and your professional networks. With friendships, maybe you are reconnecting with some of your friends. Maybe you're going out more. Maybe you're making new friends. My Aquarius rising friend has recently moved to Florida, and she's been talking about she's actually also in her 11th house perfection year, so that's interesting. She's been talking about not having a lot of friends there. So if you are in the same position, if you feel like your friendships are either they don't have time for you, or you feel like you don't know enough people in your area, put yourself out there. Go sign up for a yoga class, get sign up for a painting class, talk to your neighbor and make sure, like, you know, maybe you guys have something in common. If you are if you're working, this could be a great time for expanding your network, reaching out to mentors, reaching out to colleagues, speaking out about things that you want and things that you believe and things you're trying to achieve, and perhaps and trusting that your network will help you get there. So explore people in your life, explore your dreams, and do not be afraid to aim high, because there will be people who can help you climb that mountain. And finally, for Pisces rising, Sagittarius season activates your 10th house. You can expect to be a lot busier professionally. Maybe you are presenting ideas, maybe you're just in charge of a big project. You may feel like, you know, there's more communications with your bosses, there's just more things on your plate. So make sure you're also allowing breaks. I think in general for Sag energy, you know, that tendency to overexpand, make sure you're allowing some rest. Could be a great time to improve your professional image, to once again think about things that you want to achieve, and maybe sign up for a class that, you know, that will get you there, or buy an outfit that will make you look more presentable when you go for your job interview. It may be basically you will get more opportunities to present yourself, as well as other people might see you as someone who is more, you know, visible. They may kind of judge you and evaluate you, so pay attention to what's happening professionally. Could be a great time to ask for a raise, and I think also just like invest energy into your career. So make sure to rest and make sure to focus on your goals and say them out loud. Have a wonderful Sagittarius season. I hope it's easy and fun and beautiful for all of us. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.